Checking. It's just working. It's working. My voice is working. Great. Warming up my voice. Here we go. If you made it past that, then you're ready for a crazy-ass game, because I'm a crazy-ass commentator bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay. This is Game 3 between the TTOne and Liquid Jinro. Liquid because he is made of liquid. I actually imagine Jinro like this Terminator, who's like, actually like, whenever I think of liquid, I think of, you know how the Terminator melted in one of those movies? Yeah, that's what I think of. So Jinro is a Terminator because he terminated TTOne in 2 games prior. This is Game 3 on Zolnakut Caverns. This is a Protoss versus Terran. Oh, and my cat is scratching my butt. So you are spending a little bit of time with Galaxy, that's me, and my cat named Spartacus. My cat will be making a cameo appearance every time he sees fit to scratch my leg or do something absolutely ridiculous, because he's only a 6-month-old kitten, so please understand. And I'm a terrible commentator. I want to get that out of the way. I'm a terrible, worst commentator in the world. Such a noob. So ridiculous. This won't make any sense, but you'll love it, and you won't know why. You'll feel so guilty. You'll leave terrible. You'll have nightmares when you watch my things. So, I wish that on you. Still eating my M&Ms. I'm doing a 1-2-3 shot. This is Game 3. Looking at the APM, sick, monstrous APM at the beginning of this game, averaging 337, is TTOne. And Jinro, who just lost to Hydra in the MLG Dallas. Oh, what a disappointment. Ah, psych, I knew that Hydra didn't beat. Nah, I was just joking. Jinro did not beat Hydra. I mean, lose to Hydra. I don't even know if Hydra was in the top 3. I don't think he was. I think that Pain User was number 3, if I'm correct, and someone else whose name I just don't remember was part 2, but it was not Hydra. But Jinro did win MLG Dallas. Congrats. Again, I can never say that too many times because that man does deserve it. He is quite a monkey. So, looks like some exciting SCV scouting action here. Seeing the gateway. Seeing one gas and the cybernetics core, presumably. Does he see the cybernetics core? Let's find out. Yes, he does see the cybernetics core. Okay, dokie. Let's just see what this SCV can see. This is the cam of Jinro right now. This is the cam of Jinro. Something that we don't see that often. He's not... Okay, he's looking at Scanlan Probe. Doing a little bit of waypoint action. He's now looking... Oh my gosh. This is just... I have no idea what's going on. This is making me dizzy. So he sees... What does he see? Just some probes. Going back there. Going back to the base. I mean, this is kind of... Oh. Okay, I cannot commentate this way. I did try it, though, and it didn't work. Let's go in the production tab and see who's making what. Looks like a stalker's on the way. This Zella is kind of chasing off this SCV, but this SCV is just opting to leave the base. It knows the stalker's coming, and it's like, I want to save my life. Now, the question is this SCV going to do something funny, like build a proxy something or other? This probe is low on health, so it was being harassed by some Marines. This SCV is not doing anything. It looks like it might just be going back to base. No, it's just going to chill right there for use later. And this probe is checking out the base of Jinro, zapping a couple of SCVs, but is taken care of by the Marauder. And a fast expansion from Jinro. I like seeing a different build from Jinro. Looks like these are M&Ms, by the way. Nice pylon placement here. Can warp units in down there. And in the first 2 games, TTOne did build an expansion before Jinro. The first game, Jinro didn't even have an expansion, but he did have a 3rd on the way in the 2nd game. Looks like this command center is after just 1 barracks and building a fast 2 barracks after, so it's going to be 3 racks FE. Very nice to see that. We won't be seeing any Viking, we won't be seeing Banshee harass anytime soon, like in the last 2 games. And from TT1, we did see a completely different build here as well. He went from 1 gateway into an expansion and now is building 4 gateways, not even a robotics facility. So he either knows that Banshees are probably not on the way. He may have seen this fast expansion or just have known that was coming based on what he saw in Jinro's base. It's where the minds of these professionals work on a different level than yours and mine. So I'm just going to assume that that he knew that Jinro was not going for his Banshee harass, and then could safely not get the robotics facility. Because if all you do is build observers out of the robotics facility with an eventual Colossus, then it's kind of like, do you really want to spend 200 minerals and 200 gas just for an observer, just for Banshees that aren't going to come? I don't know. It's up to you. Unless, of course, you do decide to go Immortals, so that's just kind of a stylistic choice. And this probe is going to see the expansion from Jinro. And I want to know, is this probe going to survive? It's going into the main of Jinro, but I don't think Jinro was paying attention, and there he did see the probe go in and is going to take it out. But TTOne did get to see what was happening in Jinro's base, so I think it was worth it because he does not have an observer, so the only way he has to scout is really to put a probe in, and it was lucky that it made it that far, in my opinion. An SCV chilling out here could be there to stop from other probes. No, it's just going to chill there. I guess maybe it was that SCV. I don't know, I'm just losing track. So now I'm just going to look at the mini-map. My goal now is just to look at the mini-map, see what's going on. Okay, a nice force coming, retreating, and a bunker. Okay, so Jinro is now going to just very light gas from Jinro, I think, and really no gas-heavy units right now. Only his factory up now at 8 minutes. And I think this is the macro game I was looking for. Jinro is just going to stay in his base and macro up and try and defend. Meanwhile, back in the base of TTOne, we do have the robotics facility on the way, and I think that was a good choice to build it later. If you build a robotics facility before your expansion, it's kind of hard to get up the expansion because you spend all that gas trying to get the robotics facility, and then there's you have to build the stalkers, and you have to build sentries, and you have to build warp gate technology. Then all that gas goes into all that crap, and they don't have money to expand. So TTOne, very smart, I think, building this robotics facility later, getting the observer later and Colossi later. But he has a bigger gateway army. This is actually the biggest gateway army we've seen from this early from TTOne. Like 11 minutes in the first game, his gateway army was not this big at all because he only had 2 warp gates. So. But even now, as you could see, what can you see? Oh, we do see the robotics bay on the way. So, eventual Colossi, 2 base Colossi. It's easier to build Colossi off of 2 bases for sure. And I think that okay, so TT1 building pylons and having a probe up here, very good for scouting. And SCV just chilling out here from Jinro. Looks like these players are opting to not really put any aggression on each other, but I do feel like even though the armies aren't really encountering each other, I feel like there's this tension, this who is the most badass macro player. Is it going to be me, Jinro? Is it going to be Jinro or TT1? Who can get the biggest army out the quickest? And I think the expansion from Jinro did come out a little bit earlier. If we look at the army count, but if we look at the army count, it's 109 versus 95 food, so maybe perhaps TT1 is in the lead. Ooh, the SCV seeing that he saw an Immortal, but he did not see the robotics bay. I don't think that he saw the robotics bay, so no, he does not. Oh, no, he does see the robotics bay. He must have scanned when I wasn't looking. And it looks like Jinro is going to do a little push out right now. Medivacs, no Vikings. If the Colossus can come out before this army ball can come, I think those Colossus can do a lot of damage. There are no Vikings like in the other 2 games. These Vikings and Banshees destroyed the Colossus. What is Jinro going to do? What's he going to do? He sees that he did come to a timid push and then pull back a little bit, see that there's no third, but a Ghost is on the way. This is a strong Bow Ball army, but is definitely vulnerable to Colossus. I think he's just checking out expansions, just kind of taking his time, meanwhile macroing up and building a third base on the way for Jinro, which is going to work well in his favor as long as TT1 does not. If TT1 decides to just stay in his base on 2 bases and not put any aggression on, then TT1 is going to be at a big disadvantage. Now, if TT1 decides to, I like how this Marine